Happy enough with the teaching?
I suppose.
Huh? I just he gave me a right good video, huh?
All right, what is it?
Done bearables or something.
All right.
I just funny. He said it's very good. Here, I put it on for you.
Hold on, oh, Jesus, hold on a second now. Ricky Whitelaw's coming on the television now. Just starting up now, we can watch that later on, sure. Here, hold on a second now.
Hi, and welcome to the Ricky Whitelaw Show. We're going to be talking to you today about a man who plotted to kill, and remember I said plotted to kill because I think that's the key to today's story, who is now his best friend. We'll be right back after these. Who's that fucker? Who's that? Can you tell me your name, sir?
Martin Maloney, sir.
Thank you, Martin, for taking your time out to be with us here today.
Thank you, sir.
Martin, you look to me like a nice guy.
Thank you, sir.
You look to me like an ordinary guy.
Thank you, sir.
No different than any member of our studio audience here today.
Oh, that's right, sir.
Why did you do it?
For the money.
The money. What are we talking, Martin? Thousands? Tens of thousands?
£500 or £600. £500
or £600. 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver. £500 or £600, Martin. Martin, would you say your relationship up to now was a normal type relationship?
Well, it was never a normal relationship, like, you know what I mean? I suppose that's what drove me to do what I did, like. I mean, there was times there, like, I might, get a call even from the guards, local, like, and they'd give me a ring to say that she was gone off down to the cross, or that she was wandering around the road. Do you know what I mean?
Surely in today's society she's entitled to do what she wants.
Sit down, shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, settle down, please. I'll have to ask you to leave the studio audience. Martin, a hostile reaction from the audience there? How would you like to respond to that?
Well, I'd just like to say, like, that to everyone out there, that, like, I'm here to tell my story, and hopefully they'll understand then after I've told my story.
Martin, let's hear that story.
Well, I suppose the straw that broke the camel's back, and there was a few of them. There was a time when I remember I got a phone call from the guards. It was late at night, to come down quick straight away, that she was below around the cross. She was delirious, like. And she could have done harm to herself, or she could have injured somebody else, like. And then there was another time then when she destroyed a neighbour's garden. Oh, she went stone mad. And, well, it cost me a lot of money, like, at the time to put it right. And it wasn't just the money either, it was the humiliation of the whole thing. Like, I knew people were talking about me, like. People were saying that, like, she was out of control and it was my fault. So, I mean, there was times there when, like, I didn't even go down to Mass. And even if I did go down to Mass, then I might stand at the back. Because I couldn't face the people, like. I mean, I knew they were all talking about me and things that were going on.
Did you feel at this stage, Martin, that the community was all against you?
I did, I felt that, Ricky.
So, Martin, can you tell us the course of events that led up to this situation?
Well, I had decided, like, that I was going to get rid of her, like.
Get rid of her, Martin. Martin, did you not realise you were doing anything wrong? Or what was the motivation that led to this?
Well, there was a build-up over the years, like, you know what I mean? Well, like, we didn't have any family. She didn't have any family. I suppose that was the first mistake I made. And then, like, she was a stripper.
When you say a stripper, Martin, what did this entail?
Well, like, I did my best, like, with her, like, you know what I mean? I even went to a few shows with her, like.
And what used to happen at these shows, Martin?
Well, like, people would stand around, like, and look at her. well, mainly men, like. And then you get people coming up, then fellas coming up maybe, and they start feeling her back.
Martin. Did it not occur to you at this stage, Martin, that this was no ordinary relationship?
It was never normal, like. I mean, that's what drove me to do what I did, like. So that's why I wanted to get out. So I rang a friend of mine. Can I mention his name?
Can, of course, Martin.
It was Larry. Well, like, Larry had a lorry, like. So I rang Larry, and Larry said he'd come down, and he said, give me a hand. So I said, fair enough. So first thing the following morning, Larry arrived into the yard with the lorry. She knew there was something going on all right at the time. So there was awful trouble trying to get her into the lorry, like. So Larry went around to the front of the cab, and he brought out a big lint of waving pipe, and he hit her a couple of flakes of it. Oh Lord, says I, Larry, will Jesus will take it handy, says I, and don't mark her, like. You know what I mean? So that was it, and that was the last time I thought I was going to see her. Larry took her away in the lorry. So later on that evening anyway, it was around tea time, like. Well, we'd always have the tea around the same time every evening anyway, like, at home, like. I heard the lorry coming back into the yard, and it was Larry, like. So I went out, like, because, well, I had a few pound put aside for him, you know what I mean, for helping me out, like. So I went out to the yard with a few pound anyway, and Larry came down and he said to me, I have a bit of bad news for you, Martin. And what's that, says I. I said, see, I couldn't get rid of her, he says. I was done, like, you know what I mean? After all the plotting and everything else and the arranging and everything, with Larry and the lorry and the whole lot. So I was heading back into the yard anyway, and I was just closing the gate, and she was standing there beside me.
Martin, can you share with our studio audience what happened next?
And she spoke to me.
Now, what did she say?
She said, I forgive you.
How did you react to that, Martin?
I was confused, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? I didn't realise that, like, well, here was, you know, someone with maybe feelings and an intelligence and the whole lot, like. You know, I'd taken the whole lot for granted. And that's why I wrote the book.
And what was her name, Martin?
Geraldine.
Well, we've a surprise for you this afternoon. Two people that have travelled a long way to be with you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Larry and Geraldine. And also remember, ladies and gentlemen, factories not always the answer. I'm Martin Malone. Thank you and good night.
Oh, that's the funniest I've ever seen. We got here some light cases on that, doesn't it?
What are you on about?
The Ricky Whitelaw. Did you ever see anything like it, eh? A man's best friend is a cow.
Are you trying to tell me you find that funny?
What?
Are you trying to tell me that story didn't touch something in you?
My funny bone.
But yes, I'll tell you something. That was the most sensitive story I've ever seen taught on television in this long time now.
Are you gone soft or something? Huh?
Huh? Well, I'll tell you something now, Brendan. There's an awful lot of people down through the years here in this country have had many hours of pleasure talking and singing to cows.
Talking and singing to cows? Because he'll have a place for you on that next, huh? Miles the Burmese headhunter that talks and sings to cows.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to buy that book when it comes out. And didn't often I buy books. But yes, I don't know how you can laugh at that. You know that? After seeing the torture on that poor man's face after what he did to his best friend. here. Go on away. Sort something out for us to eat. I look after the shop.